So my parents were missionaries. They started when I was 18 months old, and so we relied on people supporting us. But looking back, I can see how tight it was, and I remember instances where groceries would appear on our door, and my mom would say later that we didn't have anything for supper that night, and she didn't know what she was going to feed us. And then groceries are not magically, obviously God did it, but all of a sudden they're there.
Growing up, we viewed money very differently. I think from my perspective, it really wasn't much thought of money at all. Everything that I needed was provided. When I started to earn my own money, then it was mine, right? Like I was gonna hold on to it. So there were these two, like, kind of even then battling ideas in my mind that, one, it's mine, I should be able to do what I want with it. But two, I mean, generosity was modeled all growing up. So it's important to be generous, but so there was a tension immediately between those two things. Am I going to decide to be generous, or am I going to hold on to what's mine and do what I want to do with it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we both were first married and we both had full-time jobs, and we could give 10% or more, or whatever it was that we decided was appropriate at the time, and then we could still go out to eat every weekend, and we could go to movies and do all these things. We felt that a little bit, that, okay, we're giving and maybe we can't do some other bigger things that we want to do, but we can still do a lot of things we like. Versus when we decided that it was important for me to stay home while our kids were little, and we went to one income, and things got a lot tighter. And we wanted to provide stuff for our kids, obviously, like diapers and, things like that.
Important necessities. Stuff, food.
Yes. Then it was okay, am I going to choose to give first and then not consume upon myself, or am I going to choose to just consume upon myself?
We would do a kind of an annual analysis of how things were going with our finances, and tallying everything up at the end of the year, we had charged pretty much identically the same amount to our credit card as we had given that year. And so the thought goes through my mind, all right, well, if we don't give, we, one, can pay off the bill and also continue to live the same way that we or are we going to make tough decisions and change the way that we're living so that we can continue to give like we feel God's called us to?
So I was thinking about it more, and I think it comes down to my pride. That's my money issue. So coming down to, am I embarrassed because I want to provide all the, these things for my kids, or I want them to get these things that I didn't have?
Where's Mom at? Hey. The natural outflow of that, I guess, is having, at least in our world's economy, or our culture's economy, is having things. But it's definitely more an internal thing for me. I could be happy, driving a 97 Jeep Wrangler for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but that's a cool car.
Well, that's right. So that's what I was going to like.
How about the blue minivan?
Yeah, the blue minivan. How about that? Except the other day with the minivan, I definitely did, walk around the long way so somebody didn't notice that I was getting into the blue minivan.
I think being generous it's so much fun. I was the recipient of people's generosity. That's how we lived the first, 13 years of my life. And I think some other fun things have been doing things like Gifts of Love or helping with the Hope Venture. But one of our focuses has really been that the majority of our giving goes to church. One of the things that I've been really passionate about and made Ben passionate about is giving to the Benevolence Fund and giving to the missions areas. And so I think hearing the missionary stories and seeing God do cool things, I think is really rewarding, and seeing our kids be excited about God doing cool things and trying to teach that. And the only way we're going to teach it is if we are doing it. We're not going to teach it by saying this is what you need to do and then us not living it.
Generosity is external and it's internal. God changes me through being generous. And I'm thankful that he does. God doesn't want my money. He wants my heart. He wants me to learn to be dependent on him and to trust him.